Hi, it's Adam back from the Rubik's Cube, and today I have the first episode of my Q&A. Alright, so let's do this thing. So the first question comes from Lucas Forsberg, who asked quite a few questions. And the first question he asked was, how many cubes do you not have that you want? And so right now, I'm at a little bit of a lack of unboxings of new puzzles. And the reason for that is because there's nothing out that I want. There's one or two things. 3 cubes I can think of off the top of my mind that are not really urgent at all. Number one, actually the first two, are the crazy 4x4 puzzles by Moyu. So, you know, I have the crazy Yiling as well as the crazy windmill cube, and they have 4x4 versions, except they're $40 each, and I'm not spending that much on a puzzle, even me. Not considering the 2 puzzles I did spend that much on, the Jar of Festigium and the 13x13, those are separate. But I'm not spending $40 on a mass-produced puzzle. The last one is the Moyu Wheel of Time, but it's not really important to me right now, so I might get it in the future. That's pretty expensive as well, just for a kind of shape mod of a 3x3. I guess a dreidel 3x3 is pretty cool as well, but again, that's $40, and I'm not spending that much on a mass-produced puzzle. That brings me to Lucas's next question, which was, what puzzles would you like to see mass-produced? Very interesting. Off the top of my head, I can think of mainly just all the Tricoon puzzles that haven't been mass-produced yet. I think a lot of those are really cool. But other than that, I mean, I don't have any problem with what's out on the market right now. I can't think of anything else that I would like to see. As far as my sticker mods go, I am trying to see if I can get the design printed. So I guess that's a form of mass production in a way, I guess. Not really, because it's not being produced in a large amount, but I am making it more professionally. So in the future, maybe that might be something. But as far as not my puzzles, I have no idea. Alright, so the next question by Lucas is, what puzzles did you solve without a tutorial? I actually have a video for that, so you can check it out right here. It's a link on screen. And yeah, so there are quite a few actually, so I'm pretty proud of that. Most of them are pretty easy, but it still counts, so. Next question, how many different cubes can you solve? Well, it's not all that much, if you're talking about the ones I have currently in my collection. So I have maybe like 55, 60 puzzles, and I have about 25-ish 3x3s, and then from that point on, there are quite a few repeats. So I would say 25, 30 different puzzles, but I could count if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. It's around that area. Next question, how many different types of cubes do you have? So that's probably around the same area, maybe a little bit more, because there are quite a few cubes I actually cannot solve. Maybe like 3 or 4 different cubes I cannot solve. So maybe around 3 to 5 more cubes in my collection, different types of cubes in my collection than the different types of cubes I can solve. 360 cuber, what's the background noise every time you talk? I don't have a mic, sorry. I want to get one, and I will be getting one soon, and I've gotten a lot of complaints about my audio. It's too low, and there's background noise, there's popping, I should get an anti-pop filter, and I just don't have the money right now. So, similar to how I can't buy those $40 mass-produced puzzles, I can't buy a $40, $50 microphone yet, but I'm going to be, soon, I'm going to have the funds to do that. So hopefully then I can purchase a microphone and make this a little bit better audio for you, because I know that's the most important problem that I have with my channel right now. DSR Cuber, Along V1 or Along V2? V2, I prefer the V2. It's a much more stable puzzle. However, if you didn't know, the Hualong is better than both of them. Way more stable, the Hualong, than any of the Alongs. But I prefer the bumpy stability over the edge and speed. So I would have to go with the V2. Jaspi Sanchez 23, I believe. What are your current mains? I will be having a video on that soon. I'm not sure when, but they're all Moyu, so It's not anything different than from what's out there right now. But I do switch mains a ton. So I think that's a good idea to come out with a mains video every few months. So one will be coming out soon. Cubing Cuber asked, would you rather have all the puzzles you want or go to all the competitions you want? So there are some discrepancies with that question. So can I go to competitions local to me if I have all the cubes that I want? Because you never said that I can't go to competitions if I have all the cubes I want. Or conversely, can I buy as many puzzles as I want if I can go to any competition I want to? But I'm going to assume that that's a situation where I can't purchase any puzzle. So if $5,000 just dropped from the sky, I would not be able to buy 17 by 17. Like that situation if I decided to go to all the comps I wanted to. So I'm going to assume that is a situation. And in that situation, it's kind of tough because comps are very, very fun. But puzzles is sort of the main idea of this whole hobby. So I would go with all the puzzles. But if you're talking about still being able to go to comps local to me and still being able to get any puzzle I want, yeah, that one for sure. But it would be cool to go to like Worlds and Nationals, even if it's not within 3 hours near me, because that is the time limit that I will go to, 3 hours. So that is a very, very short distance. It's like around my tri-state area. And there aren't many comps, maybe 1 or 2 every few months. So, I mean, that's a decent amount, and I'm willing to do that. So yeah, that's the situation with that. Supercuber, who is your favorite speedcuber? That one's tough. I know a lot of very good speedcubers. I know one personally, and he's very good. He's very, very good at Scube. Yes, Brandon Huang, and he almost beat the national record recently. So he's somebody that I look up to speed-wise, because I'm not a very fast cuber compared to a lot of those guys. But if you're talking like world rankings, even though Brandon is pretty good in that scale as well, that one's a bit tougher, and I wouldn't pick a specific person in that area, even though Felix, Mats, those type of people are really good. Yeah, so it would be tough for me. So Anne King OOI, I'm not sure how to pronounce that last part, so I'm not going to try, asked if I ever inspired anybody to start speedcubing, and the answer is yes. A lot of people at my school, and I'm sure this is a situation with many of you, you've at least gotten a lot of people interested in the hobby. Not necessarily speedcubing, because that's difficult. I've gotten 2 people into speedcubing, 3 or 4 if you count people that have dropped it very quickly. But the people I got interested in cubing in general, and like put it in their minds as something that's a thing, oh, somebody got a world record, that's cool, but it doesn't necessarily cube, solve a 3x3 maybe, that's a lot more people. So the next question comes from Joshua Ferrico, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and he asked, how did I first get into cubing? Did somebody inspire me, or did I just see one off the shelf of a Walmart store and just buy it? So the answer is I really don't remember. I don't think anybody inspired me due to the fact that none of my friends or family members have ever solved a cube. But I certainly didn't buy it at a store. It was an older cube. I don't remember where I found it, probably somewhere in my closet, and I just decided to learn it, and then the rest is history. But yeah, so neither a store or from a person, so that answers that. Kiko Cubing asks, can you come to Florida Springs 2015? And their answer is yes, actually, if you buy me a plane ticket. TPC, or the Programming Cuber, if you didn't know, asked, do fast cubers such as Mats, Felix, and Rami encourage you or discourage you? So this one's pretty interesting because I don't categorize myself as somebody who's really interested mainly in speed solving. I think that's a section that's in the back of my mind, and it would be very cool to be fast, but I don't think that's really what I'm concerning myself with right now, cubing wise. I mean, there's more stuff out there. There's modding, there's puzzle collecting, there's just puzzle solving in general, like learning difficult puzzles and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say it discouraged me. Speed solving is not my primary goal with this hobby, I guess you can say. And if they encouraged me. I wouldn't say they encouraged me either. I think I would be somewhere in the middle because, like I said again, I'm not 100% devoted to speed. So that question is actually, it's a very good question, but it's difficult to answer for me. What was my first sticker mod and who inspired me to make videos? So, similar to the question about the person who inspired me, I don't really remember. I remember I got out of cubing for a little while until somebody at school reintroduced me to cubing and eventually into speed cubing. And then we decided to make videos. But I don't remember what the specific point in time was that we decided to post on YouTube or why. Probably just because we wanted to do it for fun. And it eventually evolved into something different. And yeah, so that was that. And so nobody specifically inspired me to start making videos. It wasn't like I discovered people on YouTube, cubers on YouTube. I started posting videos, then I discovered it as I went along. So, if I were to start right now, start fresh, say I didn't have a YouTube channel right now, the Cubologist would be definitely the one who influences me the most because I really like his high production value, and Chris Olsen too. Very high production value, really good videos, very helpful, those kind of things. And eventually I want to get to that point, and I'm not at it right now, but hopefully I will be at it soon. As for my first sticker mod, it is right here. Yeah. This is my first sticker mod. That jump cut was probably really bad, but I tried. This is my first sticker mod. I do have a video on this. It was really bad. There was a point in time where I stopped posting videos because I wasn't getting any growth. The reason was because it was really bad, my videos. And I think it's still up. This is the original Stripe Cube. So the first you probably heard of me is most likely from Crazy Bad Cuber, who posted a video about a blue Stripe Cube. And this is the original Stripe Cube, the first sticker mod I ever made. And I made a blue version such as a Crazy Bad Cuber, and that's where my interest in sticker mods and my YouTube success started to grow. I got a little boost from Crazy Bad Cuber, and then from there I took it and started to make some better stuff, and that's what propelled me. And then my hope is to now increase the quality of my videos from this point on with stuff regarding like audio and lighting and stuff like that. So yeah, that's eventually my goal. I want to make higher quality stuff now that I feel that I'm making better content than I was before. Origami Katakana asked, do you like weasels? This one's a tough one. But I like the questions. Good. I like most rodents. My only pet is a pet hamster due to the fact that I'm allergic to dogs and cats. But weasels are tough. I don't know if they're considered rodents. It might not be. Well, domesticated wise, I know that ferrets are good pets. I don't think weasels are their wild counterparts from what I know. But for this one, I'm going to say yes. Game Boy Griffin asked, do you use CFOP? Yes, I do use CFOP, Fredericks. And he also asked, what's the best way to learn it? The best way to learn the CFOP. F2L is definitely the toughest thing. I'm a super slow learner when it comes to speed solving. It took me 6 months to hammer down F2L so that I got it perfect. And most of that success for learning the basic having a basic understanding of it came from Monkey Dude 1313's video. Very good. As for OLO and PLLs, I wouldn't recommend his videos. I don't think he has OLL out yet, or he might not even have PLL out, but he's definitely not doing those, by the way. You can use Chris Olsen's page. Bad Mephisto is very good on YouTube, both on YouTube, and he has a website. And yeah, I would recommend Chris Olsen's page, Bad Mephisto's page, Bob Burton's page, I guess you can use, but those are 3, and you can just choose one if you would like to. I personally use Bad Mephisto's page, but anyone would really do. Also, Crazy Bad Cuber is good for learning algs. I found that he does it slow enough so that I can understand it very easily. However, I don't think he's the best at tips because he's not the fastest out there. Anyway, Game Boy Griffin also asked, do you have a Void Cube? Yes. X-Saber Kevin Lee XYZ, interesting name, asked, what got me into sticker modding? You know what? You ask a lot of tough questions, guys. Because cubing, videos, and now sticker modding. I don't remember. It's not, I don't know why, but what got me into sticker modding? I had an idea once, and then I did it. I don't have any good stories. How I made videos, I thought it would be cool to make videos, I started making videos. Cubing, I found a cube, I solved it. Like, I don't have exciting stories like that, unfortunately. But, yeah, I got the idea from sticker modding, probably, I don't remember, like I said, but probably from picture cubes. And I probably saw some picture cubes and said, oh, I can do that, except I can't do picture cubes because those require printing. So an alternative to picture cubes would be sticker mods, or sticker mods with designs, because there's a difference between a picture cube and a design. For example, this is an example of a sticker mod. It has a repetitive pattern that repeats on all the 6 sides, and it's pretty basic and most of the time symmetrical. While an example of a picture cube would be like, sorry, it's the only one I had. Anyway, yeah, this is an example of a picture cube. I can't cut stickers to be like that unless I have a printer, or I put in a ton of work, like hours and hours of work. So yeah, this was basically the alternative that I had, and I set out to start a design. And I think really I didn't say, oh, sticker mods are cool, let me make a design. I thought of a design and then said, oh, let me make them. And then from there, a lot of people liked it, so I just kept doing it. And that is how sticker modding happened for me. But like I said, not that exciting at all. TheRubiksCubed had quite a few questions. The first one was, should I buy the Moyu Wheel of Time? As I stated earlier, that's something I'm interested in, so yes, go for it. If it was a little bit less expensive, it would have been in my collection already. But it's over $20, which is kind of a little bit much. But eventually I will have it. The next question is, what do you average on Scube? This one's a little bit tough because it's not a specific range right now, but maybe around 13, a little bit less. If I really try, I can get some 10 average. But that's only if I'm in the zone. And yeah, so I'm decent at Scube. I would like to get better. But what I have to improve is I just learned the Polish sledge, and I have a very good hedge slammer. So basically I just have to improve on recognition and mostly first layer. So the next question that TheRubiksCubed asked is, what's 9 plus 10? So I got out my calculator because that's a pretty large problem. 21. What do you know? The next question TheRubiksCubed asked is, will we be going to the Stanford competition? And the answer is actually yes, if you buy me a plane ticket. The last question TheRubiksCubed asked is, how much do you know of pi? 3.141592693. That's it. The only reason I know that much is because I'm around a lot of people who recite pi a lot, all the time. So I don't make any efforts to memorize it myself. I'm decently good at memorizing stuff, so I would say that if I gave it a shot, I would at least get to 100. Joshua Ferrico again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but he asked, any tips for the last 2 layers on 3x3, because he's working on that. For a beginner's method, probably learn your algs through muscle memory, because it becomes a lot easier through that. So just constantly solving and practicing will eventually lead you to much more fluid turning, and eventually you won't have to have those algorithms floating around in your head, and you won't mix everything up. They'll just come naturally. Don't try to rush it. Don't go into it thinking 40 seconds, here I come. I would set a goal at 1:30 to start and try to beat that. And then if you practice and like get down algs so that you can recognize it like that, then within like 1 second, you can recognize it within 1 second, then you can cut down your time by 10 seconds each time you improve. Like it becomes like you could chop away at it very easily, and then it becomes more difficult, and that's when you have to start learning some new stuff. But yeah, muscle memory, and it can be very good for that step of learning. But of course you want to memorize those algorithms first, so I would try to learn how to solve the cube first before you go into trying to speed solve it. Chubby Ninja asked a very interesting question. Would you rather have bad shades on a speed cube or good shades on a Rubik's brand? So interesting question, because I don't really care about shades, even though I'm a sticker modder, which is kind of ironic in a way, but I'm not really concerned with that. And the only reason why I would say a Rubik's with good shades is because bad shades for me are colors I can't tell apart because I am colorblind. So that would be nearly impossible for me, while a Rubik's brand with good shades would be possible for me to tell apart those colors. So if you're talking about a speed cube with bad shades that I can at least tell the difference, then yeah, for sure that, because I don't care about those shades all that much. OU is fine, Feng Shi Dian is fine, whatever. Blake Stevens asked, what type of camera do you use? I use my phone. It's a Galaxy S5. For now, that's what I'm going to be using. Hopefully, near the future, I'm going to get a nice camera, maybe towards the summer or the end of the year, and get some higher quality stuff out there. Like I mentioned earlier, that's sort of the goal I'm moving towards. Kwakunada, I'm actually kind of proud. I think I nailed that one. That username, kind of difficult. Asked, why do you have so many whiteboards? So if you don't know, I have one to my left and two to my right over here. And in previous videos, you can see all three. And two of them are really large, actually. I have a lot of whiteboards because I am an extremely, I wouldn't say extremely, but I'm a sort of OCD-ish person. I wouldn't say OCD that much, because I'm definitely not diagnosed with OCD or anything. But I think it's that I have a need for planning my things out before I do them. So anything that's swirling around in my head, I'm going to write down on the whiteboards, and that's how I express my ideas mainly. So new ideas for methods, videos coming out, my homework, like I have like a list over here of what I'm going to talk about during my reviews of certain cubes, like that kind of stuff. And yeah, so I'm not a person to just rush into things. I always plan things out before, and I have to write them down, or else I can't do it. So that's kind of the way I'm OCD-ish. And Cubing Central has the last question, and he asked, are you a 10 by 10? Nope, a 13 by 13. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Q&A. Any questions, go right down there for the second episode, and please leave as many as you would like. I try to answer all of them. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for me to improve my videos, leave them down below, and that would be much appreciated. Like, share this video, and follow me on social media in order to be awesome, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.